Welcome to the Fabled Wolves. I'm Curt.
And I'm Matt.
What are we doing today, Matt?
Today we are in an abandoned barn somewhere in the middle of the woods.
Well, what are we doing here?
Well, we're going to listen to a creepypasta in a truly creepy place.
Yeah, let's do that.
A wealthy farmer who owned a lot of land built a new barn on his property every time his wife had a baby. He named each barn after each of his kids, and by the time this story takes place, they had 6 kids and were expecting number 7. But the farmer's wife died in childbirth, and so did the unborn baby. The farmer went insane with grief and couldn't tend to his farm. The family had no money, and the farm started going under. They say the farmer, in his madness and despair, took an axe one night and led his children out to the barns, one by one, and murdered them. He buried their bodies in the 7th barn. It was the 7th barn that the farmer hung himself. Eventually, as the story goes, all the barns were torn down and the land was sold off. All except for number 7. Nobody would buy the land because of what happened there. It was abandoned and soon fell into disrepair. No one was ever really sure where the 7th barn was located. It was definitely in Ohio. In 1997, a local Ohio teacher claimed that he had found the infamous barn's real location. He said none of the barns had ever been torn down. They had simply been incorporated into the neighboring farms. According to the teacher, he pinpointed the location because the barns and the neighboring properties all had nameplates on their doors with the names of the children engraved on them. The teacher and his son set out at night to visit the barn, hoping to capture some paranormal activity on video. The next morning, the teacher's wife reported her husband and son missing. Police found their abandoned car by the roadside. While searching the area, they entered a barn in a nearby field and found the bodies of the teacher and his son hanging from the rafters.
Well, that was pretty creepy considering we're in a barn. So I think we're going to hang out here, listen to maybe one or two more.
A little girl named Penny Warren was given a small doll by her parents. The doll was a gift from an ancient great-aunt who had now passed on. Penny was instantly unnerved by the doll, which had nasty little black eyes that seemed to follow her around her room with a sinister grin on her face. Nevertheless, Penny had to accept the doll, as she was, well, brought up, and didn't want to upset her parents by refusing to take it. Her parents told her that the doll's name was Arabella, which made Penny even more afraid of it. It seemed to make it more human. Even so, it was just a doll, barely reaching above her knee. So to put her mind at rest, she hid Arabella in the little cupboard under the stairs, under some boxes where her parents wouldn't see it. It was until a few nights later, when Penny was lying in bed, she heard a noise. A shuffling sound that went on for about 5 minutes. Then a brief dragging noise. And finally, a scuttling, like light footsteps running very fast. Penny was paralyzed with fear, her knuckles turning white from clutching her blanket. Then she heard a voice, soft and eerily childlike, quiet enough not to wake her parents. Penny always slept with the door open and the lamp in the hall on, as she was a little scared of the dark. Therefore, she could hear more through her open door. Penny heard the voice say, "Penny, I'm on the first step." And then a loud scrabbling, as whatever was speaking apparently turned tail and returned to wherever it had come from. The little girl didn't sleep a wink that night, but laid in fear until the break of dawn when her mother got her up for school. And when she tried to explain what had happened, her parents passed it off as just a dream. The next night, Penny fought against sleep, but eventually drifted off, only to be awakened again by the sinister voice. Penny, I'm on the 5th step. Penny was crying by now, and again, she didn't sleep that night. The next night, Penny decided to shut her bedroom door and reluctantly slept without the light on. Just as she was about to doze, Penny heard the noise, and then the voice. Penny, I'm on the top step. Penny knew that the door was closed, but she was still terribly afraid. Her heart pounding, she slowly got up to investigate. She screamed. Penny's parents found her body at the bottom of the stairs. They guessed she was on her way to the bathroom without switching on the hall light and had fallen down the stairs, breaking her neck. Arabella, the favourite family doll, was found beside her body, smiling.
Shut up, man. I'm freaking really creeped out right now.
That is pretty creepy.
Like, I'm afraid, like there's like a heck of a gap right there. Like, I kept looking at it, thinking like I'd see a little doll jump up, I'd scream, God. I'm freaked out, man.
All right, well, I think that's the last one we're going to listen to.
Yeah, I'm pretty creeped out. Like, majorly creeped out right now.
Yeah. Creepypastas are bad, but creepypastas in creepy place, it's something creepy.
Thought we should share our passion for creepypastas with you. And like, subscribe. See you next weekend.